Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of the Thronebreaker. I would just say I almost mispronounced it.
Mimir, slayer of the Blacklands, long live the Queen!
What the hell is going on over there? What the hell?
The Lyrian army had grown into a great serpent. So much so that riding at the column's tail, Mimir could not see its head. Footmen, cavalry, and archers stretched like a glistening snake between two horizons. Mimir had come a long way indeed, and she felt proud, as did Willem riding at her side. At first, the troops had eyed the prince suspiciously, if not with hatred. But they'd watched him fight for weeks now, and saw him as one of their own. Suddenly, Mimir heard angry cries and the clash of steel against steel, all at the column's front.
Those ranks! To the left! Man's left! Support the flank!
Mimir drew her sword, spurred her horse, and galloped forward along the line of troops. Then, through the swirling battle dust, she spotted shimmering golden suns.
So, last episode, remember, Gascon died. Here's the thing. There's like, I looked it up, there were 3 options of I will go out. One is Gascon dies, one Reynard dies, and this other one would be that my son die. I think if you let him leave, he would actually have died. And yeah, that's not quite the thing that I'm looking for. So,
Surround them!
not pretty keen about that.
Army's a waste of time for one.
Because remember when we met our son again on that last map, on I don't know, on the tower at night, and we had an offer to choose and or
152, 154.
not accept his offer. I was not sure if we like could make a deal out of it, but yeah.
Left, right.
That was definitely interesting, so
Never pay off these school loans.
I don't know. I think it was the right decision to make to
Scrubbing duty
with Gascon.
again? Oh, God.
But I'm still curious if Reynard had survived. But I'm not quite sure actually.
You mad? Don't shake that!
And here we go.
This harvest will be reaping black-clad heads. Bigger they are, easier they are to tell.
And boom. And between them, I think we should boost them pretty up high. Yes. Oh, we should need to actually play a troop this round. Play him.
Got a death wish?
Here we go. And yeah,
New orders?
so that was quite interesting to know actually. What would happen otherwise? And I couldn't keep myself from not spoiling myself. So
Must be an
Yeah.
important lesson in this. But what?
we're gonna pass. We won that already. And yeah, I was quite shocked actually that I figured out that Willem should have died in that case if I would keep them both survive. Because the story would be like this: they wouldn't reach the time, and he spotted us on the walls, and
front yet again.
then he would open the gate. That would have been the story.
The commissar will hear.
Mercy!
Yeah, give up mercy. And yeah, I didn't. And also, here's the thing: I didn't want.
Normally disciplined, determined to an extreme, these Nilfgaardians quickly broke rank and ran,
Deserters, leaderless, Your Grace.
a scout reported.
Headed south they was, towards the frontier.
Chained prisoners now sat along the dusty road. Mimir stopped in front of one. He was ragged and unshaven. Flies had taken an interest in his poorly bandaged hand. Spotting the queen, he lowered his head and quivered with terror.
I know you take us for savages,
Began Meve, her gaze passing over several scraggy black-clads.
but fear not. We shan't flay you alive nor eat you for dinner. And when a truce is signed, you'll be sent home, where I most sincerely hope you'll stay this time.
As the queen mounted her horse, she barely concealed a grimace. Her thighs were sore and chafed, her hands raw from the reins. But she bit her lip and rode on, for the prize was now very near.
And yeah, I didn't want to lose my son. That would be too harsh. Even for me, I have to say. And yeah, what is here? Can we fix the bridge? Eh. We couldn't fix, we just got some loot. And yeah, I didn't want to kill my son. That would have been too harsh. Even for him. He do not deserve that. And I cannot pick that up. I actually aren't. Are you kidding me? You're joking me, right? How should I get there? Never mind then. This is a point of interest. Yes. I don't want to miss anything, so rather send out scouts. And actually, yeah. I don't think we need to loot.
Guided you to victory.
I hope that also counts in for like everything. Our good deeds.
Meve was listening to a scout's report when screams suddenly burst from the prisoner transport. In a moment, Meve bore witness to a truly macabre sight. The Nilfgaardian captives to whom she had recently been merciful lay dead, massacred in cold blood among the camp's tents.
Blast it all.
Seethed the queen, looking at the bloodied corpses. Those responsible for the deed, peasants from the quarry at Ravencloft, Meve had welcomed into her ranks. The harm they'd endured from Nilfgaardians wielding whips. This was what had festered in their hearts and minds. The Rivians couldn't accept that their oppressors had gone unpunished. So they took matters into their own hands, in defiance of the queen.
There's fiends, not folk.
Cried the peasants, now armed and in uniform.
There was owed this, plain and simple.
It had been justice by a mob, and Meve knew it should not go unpunished. Yet at the...
Oh, neat. Ah, I misclicked. I wanted to know what he would say. Oh, now I can get there. Ah. People are... I mean, it's understandable that will have revenge, but it's not the right way. It's kind of like... Batman, I have to say. I think Batman is such a good superhero because he said, I will never kill in any circumstances. I know in some stories he actually killed something or not really killed. But yeah, still, he's such a great thing. And I've also is like my thinking in life. If you kill somebody, you actually are not better. Oh, come
Meve
on.
noticed one of her scouts, a certain Corporal Larkin, halt his mount and train his gaze on the woods.
Your Grace, I thought I heard something. Could have sworn. A whisper, maybe, but... nothing now. It's all gone quiet. I think I might have imagined it, in fact.
Imagined.
Meve placed her hand on his shoulder.
No one has sharper senses than you. If you claim to have heard something, it's worth a closer look.
Corporal Larkin saluted, then rode past the trees. Suddenly in shadow, he keenly scanned his surroundings. Something caught his attention. He dismounted, then brushed aside ferns, exposing tracks made in the mud.
Your Majesty!
He shouted, quickly turning towards the road.
Sound the alarm! It's Scoia'tael!
An arrow whisked through the air, pierced his throat, and suddenly silenced him. Then the forest came alive with cries in the Elder.
Scoia'tael, not them again. Meve cursed under her breath. Did the Scoia'tael hatred know no bounds? The war had already been lost. Nilfgaard, who had supported the cause against North Kingdoms, had retreated beyond the Yaruga. By attacking the Queen's army, the elves must have known there stood nothing to gain. That is other than the heads of enemy blah blah. Enemy Dahoin. Dahoin? I don't know. Yeah, I think it's actually not the right thing to kill, because in that case you are not better than any of them.
It's a trap!
So yeah.
Got business for me?
So I tried to have like the
I'm
most
wasting
merciful,
time for one like me.
but I also try to think a bit about my troops and my decisions, because I think I want to have the best ending of them all. I like happy endings. Yeah. So I try to keep them, have them.
Left, right. I'm wasting
Here we
time
go.
for one like me.
Bigger they are, easier they are to touch.
Beautiful. Play that card.
Catch!
Yes, that was the card actually I was looking for.
Her Majesty knows what she's doing.
Play him here.
Get asses moving. Aye. You mad?
I mean, it's no use actually, but
Should have listened to me all
we already have such a big advantage. I think we can pass that. Without a doubt. We should win. Can we even fit one more? No, we can't. And let's make a quick death. I mean, he doesn't even have space to come back. So yeah, that was maybe not the smartest idea, but pass. They said no chance against us.
None shall tread on us!
We have non-humans in our ranks, so I will definitely not do that. I will not kill them. I will show them mercy.
We ought to help one or the other.
Let us sing the song of
And
steel!
just give up already.
Renner, stop! We surrender!
The Scoia'tael fighters stood no chance against Meve. When the sounds of battle finally ceased, the Queen, victorious, tossed aside her arrow-studded shield. She then ordered the commando's leader brought before her. She'd expected a ranter who would turn up his nose, spit in her face, and cry, "Death to all Dwan!" But the bloodied elf before her was no arrogant firebrand. He averted his gaze, and his lips gently trembled.
Youthful you look, elf. How many summers to you? 30? More?
27, my lady.
27. A wonderful age. A shame to die so young.
I beg you, Renner. For mercy, I ask. If not for me, then at the least for...
Mercy? You jest. You wait in ambush, come at us like bandits, and now you dare ask for mercy.
It was no ambush.
Don't play me for a fool. I know what I saw, and I'm no stranger to warcraft.
It's not you we wish to fight. Sverre.
Sverre? Who is...
Then who killed Corporal Larkin, Werebubs?
When we saw you on the high road, we fell back and hid in the wood. We wanted you to pass. Your scout's hearing, very keen. He heard something, then spotted our tracks. You must understand. We had no choice.
You know you might have surrendered.
Like Dristan's commando. Is that what you mean? They laid down their arms before an Edirnian general, who ordered them hanged. One and all. If we're to die, we prefer to die bows and swords in hand.
Why are you here? Were you to rescue Epdahi?
Rescue someone? No, Renna. We flee. The Nilfgaardians have realized they'll lose the war and have renounced us. Without their support, we stand no chance. Demavend has loosed his hounds. They hunt our units one by one. He's offered 50 gold pieces for the head of each Scoia'tael. It's the same in Temeria and Kedwen, if not worse. We wish to join with your Veth's unit, flee together as far as we could. It was our last hope.
Why do you tell me all this?
Because you listen still. You've not ordered me killed, so... you've clearly a heart. Eseth Aina Edu.
Yeah.
I beg you. So few of us remain. All tired, all wounded. We pose no threat. Let us leave your realm. Let us flee.
Enough senseless killing for one day. So be it. You're free to leave.
I don't know how to thank you.
Make certain I don't ever regret this decision. 'Twould be thanks enough.
I thank you for your compassion towards me and all my folk.
Meve personally unfastened the prisoner's chains as her Lyrians looked on in silence. They did not approve.
Oh god damn it, they're not.
Their displeasure was palpable.
Hey, they didn't change, but god damn. Why do I have to be always so pissed? Homlin, alright. I mean, oh, that's very tiny. Okay. Accepted to be larger than actually, but there we go. Yeah. Let's continue.
An honor to fight at your side, Majesty.
I see no use in actually keep on having unnecessary finding gold that we already have enough.
The Lyrian corps neared Aldersburg, and it could not have been on a more idyllic day. The sun shone, birds sang, trees rustled in a light breeze. But Meve saw it as she had at the war's start. Walls illumined by a fire's glow, the cries of fleeing civilians, the stench of burning flesh. As on that day, Aldersburg was under siege. Yet this time, Eden's flags fluttered in the field, while Nilfgaard's tattered sons crowned the fort's towers. The Queen found Demavend's tent without difficulty. Made of sheets of silk edged with silver thread, it positively shone,
Seems the realm's restored to a virtuous path.
muttered Meve.
Aha! There she is! Queen Meve, savior of the North, the Sun Slayer.
Mockery I don't appreciate.
I wouldn't dare. Not my words, those. You've been painted thus in song. Master Dandelion himself wrote a ballad, The Battle for the Bridge. If you take the bard at his word, you're as fierce with a blade as any witcher.
Is that jealousy I hear?
To be perfectly honest, Meve, it is. For I hadn't the pluck, nor resolve. And when all the North tucktail went to shite, You alone stepped up and bared your fangs. Let it be a lesson for the future to us all.
And how is your son?
You called out the future. Tell me, how's your son?
Baldwin. Oh, growing like a weed he is. And the spitting image of his old man.
Good news all, especially given the mother's profession.
She's now Countess Demeretta of Gullet, a lady of the court.
Ooh, your lawful wife must be thrilled.
Hard to say in truth. I've not seen her in some time. Duty keeps me away, you understand.
You work hard, I'm certain. Many a night, too.
You might say so indeed. But enough about me. As we're chirping away like two gossips in the field, do tell me, what a villain.
He's here with me.
Ah. In chains, perhaps?
No. In coronet and robes. We came to an understanding. What's past is past. A lesson for the future? What do you mean?
My dear, this war won't change a bloody thing, you know. Nilfgaard will be Nilfgaard, the North the North. We'll sign a truce, the Blackclads will turn tail towards home, but the old borders don't satisfy us so.
I'm perfectly satisfied with them, thank you. And I just wish other folk would respect them too.
You're one hell of a warrior, but you're no strategist at all. Your perspective, you've got to broaden it. Nilfgaard, we cannot allow it to regain strength and spirit, else we'll face another invasion within a decade or two. Measures are required. Preventive, preemptive, whatever the learned call it. Build an army, a vast one. Wait in ambush. And when they least expect it, break their bloody spine. Just think.
Enough. I don't wish to hear it. Won't even entertain the thought. I'll help you take Aldersburg, but then I'll go home, where, God's willing, I'll live to a ripe old age.
As you wish. We can mount the assault at any time, but...
But...
My scouts report a small Nilfgaardian force approaching from the south. They've stayed off the roads, moved only under the cover of night, escorting someone.
Who?
I've no notion. Could be a mage. Devilishly unpredictable, that lot. Could wreak havoc in our ranks. Either way, before we rush at the walls, we must make certain they don't...
I shall see to it.
Are you sure? You've just arrived. Must be weary after the long journey.
An understatement if I ever heard one. But I wish all this to be over, quickly.
Neve set out after the Nilfgaardians immediately, a cavalry escort in tow. Her unmatched scouts, who had led the army through the mountains of Mahakam and Angren swamps, quickly found the enemy's trail.
This way, Your Grace! It's not far now!
That very same day, Neve's force caught up to the mysterious black-clad unit. Lyrian riders surrounded the foe, forcing the Nilfgaardians to halt. All felt so quiet, the creaking of taut Lyrian bowstrings could be discerned.
The common tongue. Which of you knows it?
I do, Your Majesty.
You also know who you deal with, I see. What is your name?
Kaldvin, Your Majesty.
At last. A Nilfgaardian name I can pronounce. So, Kaldwin. It seems this war will reach its end in 2 days' time at the most. 'Twould be silly to die today, wouldn't you agree?
It would, milady.
Precisely. I've spilled enough blood. I've lost the appetite for more. So, provided you don't give me a good reason to kill you, you'll walk away with your lives. Now tell me. You carry something for General Ebdahi. What is it?
A letter.
Urgent to the point of insanity, it must be. Who wrote it? The dear Madam Ebdahi?
No, Your Majesty. The Emperor.
My. A letter from Mimir himself. You must be an important person. A noble, or... Yet your uniform is simple. with no discernible distinctions. Who are you truly, Coldwyn?
A simple messenger, Your Majesty.
Don't lie. I know messengers, how they travel. Alone, armorless, atop a swift steed. You're escorted by cavalry of the heavy sort.
For I often carry orders the recipients don't wish to perform, thus the escort.
Give me the letter.
I've sworn to deliver it to General Ebdahi, or to die in the quest to do so.
Oh, very well. My translator shall read this letter, then return it to you. You shall break no vow, and who knows? You might even survive.
And if I refuse?
Guess.
So be it. I accept your offer.
Meave's translator cracked the seal and read. And as he read, his eyes grew wide as saucers. Then he whispered in the Queen's ear.
Truly, and you're certain you're not mistaken. The wonders of this world. Coldwyn, consider this your lucky day. I allow you to complete your mission, with one proviso.
And that is?
That when you hand him the letter, you will give the General my regards.
As Coldwyn and escort set off towards Aldersgate,
What's in the
Valyrian
letter?
soldiers looked at their queen with disbelief. To leave a Nilfgaardian to fulfill a secretive task. Meave failed to stifle a rather mean laugh. They'll understand tomorrow, she thought. General Ebdahi had prefaced Lyria's and Rivia's invasion with a series of arrogant demands. The Nilfgaardian had been impudent, as he had felt sure he'd achieve a quick and decisive victory. Yet several months on, he too received an ultimatum. One signed by Emperor Emir var Emreis himself. The missive was concise and left no room for interpretation. With General Ebdahi dead, the Nilfgaardian army descended into chaos. The kings of the north, united, took advantage and struck at the foe. Their victory was complete. The Nordling forces cheered their commanders and monarchs, but for none so vehemently as the one queen among them. Many dream of achieving the impossible. Meave had done it. Through wit, determination, and boldness, she had thwarted the Nilfgaardian invasion. The queen would rule for many more years. Stern, yet ever just.
Ah! So a lass saved the North from the Blackclads?
That is one way to put it.
Well, I'll be damned. And a chap, she find herself one in the end?
Leave it be. Bloke's been spinning the tale all night. Story's done. Time we got some shut-eye.
Yes. Particularly as we've yet a long road before us.
Should I recognize him?
Phew. Throat must be parched as old leather after all that. Except, I'm itching to know what happened to the lot of them. Reynard, Gascon.
Ah, very well. Whom shall we start with? Willem? He worked hard to regain his mother's trust and respect. Took on many daring missions, regardless of the risks. The lad who Nilfgaard had wielded as a tool now sowed terror along its borders, and appeared a successor most worthy of Meave. Gascon was buried with honors of the most refined yet mournful sort. His peer lords themselves bore the casket. Soldiers in parade dress beat the funeral drums, and a new stone figure appeared beside the Brossard family vault, the very pointer from their crest, a ducal crown upon its head. As news of the Nordling victory filtered south, Nilfgaard's inhabitants greeted it with disbelief. Returning Imperial soldiers told stories of Lyria's cruel queen, who murdered prisoners and sullied sacred laws. They referred to her as Gvaeldet, the bloodthirsty one. With the advent of peace, tensions waned. Lyria's and Rivia's disparate races seemed to live harmoniously, side by side. The Queen pressed for new laws aimed at curbing oppression. They were a step towards more enlightened rule, yet sadly were habitually broken. And Meave, As I said, she ruled with an iron hand, not fist, and with her son's unwavering support. She could now trust him again. A great victory, greater even than Rivia's liberation.
And now, if you'd allow me...
Course. Leave him be, lads. Let him get some rest. Till the time comes for the next tale.
The Return of the King. You never told us what happened to Reynard. Damn, what a story. I like the story. I really love the story. It had some points that I really felt... I don't know. It felt so heartwarming, especially in the end what happened to Gascon and we saved his tomb. It was so nice. But we still don't know what happened to Reynard. I really want to know what happened to Reynard. Is he maybe the captured one? And who is the storyteller? Did I not catch that who it is? Because he showed his face. Could it be Reynard? That's interesting to know. And maybe what else did I miss? Or points of the story? So many answers. So many questions and not answers. Well, it seems like I have to look it up. And yeah. Overall, it's a good game. However, a bit this battle and the story is like a bit take out the flow of the story. This side quest maybe should be more become interesting or at a greater value, especially the puzzles. I mean, you get from time to time you get a good card or something, but most of the time you just get wood and gold. And after a while, I had enough wood, enough gold. It was not necessary to upgrade my cards or get new ones. That would be interesting, that you saw certain situations you actually need to upgrade your own cards, that you actually are forced to make them. Otherwise you could not go ahead. That would be very interesting. I mean, every game has its flaw, none game is perfect, even the best ones. There are still some little flaws. But still, a good Thronebreaker, a good Witch's Tale. It was a very good. I just hoped that we would have seen a bit more from Geralt. Yeah. That's all that I wanted to say. And also, this is our second Let's Play that we actually finished. I actually thought that we were gonna finish with Drakensang first, but well, I was wrong, and now we have our second one. I'm very excited. It's a good game, and actually I can now have a bit more time to edit. Especially when Drakensang is over, then I will rest a while until next year's game Cyberpunk comes out, or a really good Storytale. But in the meantime, it will probably first Drakensang, but that should be over soon. And afterwards, I will take a bit break and just make Borderlands and other smaller contents and the edits. That is what I'm looking for in the future. But I'm really interested in what other endings are there. I will look them up, actually, or we can talk about it. What endings you got if you have the game? That would be very interesting to know, and what choices that you made along the way. And it's a good game. I like games where you have so many choices. This is like, you can make it more feel like it's your own game when you have the choice to decide in what you believe you're the best. I mean, you could go through a murder spree, and we got a decent ending. I think we tried to make laws for like anti-racism, and we tried most of the time to do the right thing. I think we should have done more times. Actually, that the Nilfgaardian would have told us that we are the good queen and would have not slaughtered as many. I wish I would be like the merciful queen, the good queen. I mean, I just was terrified that something would betray us, because there was a lot of treason in this game, unsuspected. I never suspected that both of actually Gascon and Reynard would betray us. That's quite shocking. I never would have guessed that. But yeah, that's life. And so it goes on. Oh, that's a long end cut. And yeah, let's talk about the fighting game. I really like the idea of Gwent. Maybe if I play Witcher now, I will become actually good in Gwent. But what do you guys think? Should we not make it as a let's play, but should I stream it from time to time? And the question is, where should I stream it? On YouTube or on Twitch? I mean, if I stream it on Twitch, I will definitely upload it on YouTube anyway, so that would be, you would be not missing. But where do you guys actually would prefer? That would be interesting to know. On Twitch or YouTube, or that new thing that PewDiePie uses. You can choose, and I will go for any of it. Because I played The Witcher, but it's a game that I can actually replay because it's been so long, and why not? And from time to time, it's like not that I have to force myself, but why not? And I'm actually planning to do more streaming. But I just need to get the time for it. I have to say there are a lot of people working on that. I think. Voice-over recording, Polish voice-overs. Yeah. And I think I have said everything about the game. So in that case, I will thank you, you guys, for following me through this game, telling me what choices I should have made, what choices you made, or maybe things that I should have done different, because sometimes I had enough time to read the comments for the next episodes when I was recording. And yeah, it was lovely. Also, music on point, it was very good. And after all, if you liked it and want to see more like that, tell me, and it would be nice if you leave a like if you liked it, and if you're not already subscribed to my channel, think about subscribing. And don't forget to turn on the bell for notifications when I'm uploading. Oh, look, the German voices. And I would say that's been it. It's been a great journey with you guys. I hope you guys had fun. I hope you guys liked my choices. And we will definitely see us again in another Let's Play. Goodbye everyone. Have a very nice day. Mimir out.